Okay, Middah number 4. Here we go. This is number 4. L'she'eris nachalosoi. L'she'eris nachalosoi means for the remnants of his estate. What does that mean and how does it apply to us? That is the kasha that we are going to deal with Be'ez Hashem today. A little bit of a longer one than yesterday, but it's kedai. Very, very important. Here we go. Hine, HaKadosh Baruch Hu misnaheg im Yisrael b'derech zu. This is the way the Rebbeinu Shalom treats Klal Yisrael, meaning everything we've said until now that the Rebbeinu Shalom does for us is because of this Middah that we're about to say. Let's explain. Oima, ma e'asel Yisrael v'heim kurovai. Klal Yisrael are my relatives. They're my flesh and blood. We're one unit. She'er bosa yesh li emahem. I can't punish them. They're my relatives. They're my family. It's my mishpacha. She'im bas zugla HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu regards us as his mate. In other words, just like a husband and wife get married, chosn and kala, HaKadosh Baruch Hu married us. And therefore HaKadosh Baruch Hu regards us as that relationship. V'koirela, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu calls the Klal Yisrael, Biti, my daughter, Achoisi, my sister, Imi, my mother. These are very, very dear and very personal terms. K'deperishu zal, like the Pasuk says in Shir Hashirim Rabbah, Medrash, Uksiv, Yisrael am kurovai mamish kuruva yesh li imayim, right? Yesh loy imayim. Ubonov heim. These are my children. They're my relatives. V'hainu l'she'eris nachlosai. Now we can understand in some way what it means, l'she'eris nachlosai. Loshen she'er bosa. Meaning that we're krovim, we're relatives, we're all connected in a physical way, not just in a spiritual way. And he's going to explain. V'soif soif heim nachlosai. And eventually we are his inheritance, we are his chelik, his portion. In other words, the Rebbeinu Shalom is something very, very important. The Rebbeinu Shalom is saying, I don't want to punish them, I don't want to pain them, because I'm also going to feel that pain. And by the way, that's a very important thing. Sometimes, and this is not the place to discuss that, a parent has to punish his child. Now, it's very necessary, it's part of chinuch, it's part of bringing up children, and it's important, very, very important. Obviously it has to be done in the right way, obviously a lot of love, seder. But upon him, when a parent punishes his child, any good parent is going to be pained by the fact that his child is being punished. So for example, just like a silly example, I'm going to punish my child, you're not allowed to go out with your friends tonight. No, you want to go to your friend's house to play whatever, no, you're not going. It should, hopefully, pain a parent that their child can't do that. They're missing out on their fun. They can't go with their friends tonight. But we ultimately realize it's the good thing to do, and we have to do that. The Rebbeinu Shalom is saying, I don't want to punish my children, because I also feel the pain. Which, by the way, before we move on, is an incredible idea. We go through sometimes painful experiences in our own lives. We have to recognize and remember that the Rebbeinu Shalom is with us in that pain. He feels the pain way more than we feel it. And if he's giving us the pain, he's also feeling the pain. Okay? Remember that. Kediksiv, as it says in the Pasuk in Yeshaya, B'chol tzorosom loy tsar. All the tzoros of Klal Yisrael are also loy to the Rebbeinu Shalom. Ksiv ba'alef. Right? It says over here, loy with an aleph, right? Which is a remez to a very high up world where there is no tsar, right? But even over there, it reaches the tsar of Klal Yisrael. Loy meshatzar megiyah lepela ha'elyon. Pella is a very, very mysterious and Kabbalistic sort of way of discussing the Rebbeinu Shalom's existence, which we can't really fully, grasp, whatever that is. It's the Olam HaKeser, which is very hidden, that we don't fully understand it. There's a lot of Kabbalah going on over here in this specific Middah. For Kol Shekain, Ledu Partsufin as well, right? Which is again the Kabbalistic way of discussing the relationship between husband and wife, the Middah of Tiferes and Malchus. Shebehen Ikar Hanhoga, that's the Ikar way that the world is going. The Karina Bavov Loy Tsar Uksiv, the Tikza Nafshe Ba'amol Yisrael. The Rebbeinu Shalom was very distressed by this situation that Klal Yisrael is in. Okay, in other words, when Klal Yisrael is in Tsar, the Rebbeinu Shalom is distressed by the Tsar that Klal Yisrael are in. Lefichach, therefore, ein a sovel tsaram or koloinam. The Rebbeinu Shalom can simply not tolerate the fact that Klal Yisrael are shamed and embarrassed by what the goyim are doing to them. Mipnei shehem she'evis nachlosai. Okay? Because the Rabbeinu Shalom at the end of the day, right, just like if one of our relatives is being shamed by someone, it sort of puts us to shame because we're the relative and we feel like a bit embarrassed because he's embarrassed and he's my relative, it's my brother-in-law, my uncle, whatever it is, something that's going on with him, it comes back to me, right? So Rabbeinu Shalom feels that way when Klal Yisrael go through that now. Now, until now, what he's told us is how Klal Yisrael are regarded by Hashem, which is why the Rabbeinu Shalom does all of the midas that we've been discussing until now, right? Noisa Ovoin, right? All of these things is because he guards us. We're his relatives. We're his close people. Now, here we get practical, Rabbi say. Kach ha'odom im chaveiroi. So too, if we want to act, once again, you want to emulate Hashem, this is how we should act for someone else who doesn't aveir to us. Kol yisol hem she'er bosa, elu melu. At the end of the day, we're all related. We're all one unit. We're all family. And therefore, I should be in tsar if someone else is in tsar. If someone's having a hard time, it should affect me. It's a very high level, but it should affect me. Mipnei shekol she'haneshamos kolulois yachad. All of the neshamas are connected, of course, spiritually. But here we're talking about actually physically as well. Now remember, Rav Middah actually points out over here in his parish of Devorah that this was written way before genetics. This was written way before we knew that there's some physical makeup that we have in each other that resemble, I've got a bit of you and you've got a bit of him and he's got a bit of him. And that's how it works. At the end of the day, we all come from the same source, which means there's a lot of connection between us. This is written Kabbalistically over 500 years ago, before physics and quantum physics and all the sorts of things that came out about genetics were even known. But the Maisa, at the end of the day, it's all over here. This is an amazing thing. Why is it that there's a big inyan for more people to do a mitzvah than less people? Right? Says the Chazal, right? Right? It's a medrash in Torah's Kahanim in Vayikra. Why? Because the more people that are doing a mitzvah, more components of the neshama and the physicality are made up within that mitzvah. There's more shleimus, there's more perfection, right? It's all because at the end of the day, we're all connected together. It's almost like if you have an experienced musician making a music single, whatever he's doing, right? So he's got his experience, he's got his expertise, his professionalism. But imagine if we added to him a bunch of other musicians. So all of a sudden, you would have a much greater project and a much greater completed thing because we've got more people that are connected, right? In that case. That's pshat in the Gemara in Brachos Mem Zayin. Ala nimne me'asoru v'shonim bebeis HaKnesses afilu me'er boi nachrov mekabel schar keneged kulam. Right? Chazal over here say that if you are one of the first 10 of the minyan, you're one of the first 10. You get schar keneged even if the 100 people come after you. What's the reason? Mea mamish k'mashmoy. It's not stam. Chazal didn't say 100 like stam. Stam, they mean 100, 1,000, 2,000. But it's more than that. Since 10 people have each other's components in them, so if I've got yours and you've got his and his and his, so basically it's 10 times 10. Because all of us have everyone else's makeup within it. So maybe when you've got 10 people, you get schar for the next 100 that come in because you already are the first 100 that come in. Harehim esapam masora meya v'chol echa mehem kolo meya. Even if 100 people come afterwards, who yesh lo yitzchak meya. What's the reason why the Gemara says in Sanhedrin Chavav base that you're allowed, for example, to make havdalah or kiddush or anything similar to that 100 times? Why can I do that? I make kiddush already. How can I make kiddush for you? The answer is Kol Yisrael Arevim Zelazeh. We're all connected. We're all Arevim. We're guarantors for each other. What's the reason? Once again, because I have the chelik of you in me, and you got a chelik of me in you. But remember as well, it's a very important thing. It doesn't only work in the positive. When you do an Aveira, it also affects other people as well in that case. Right? In fact, the Pri Eitz Chaim brings down, that's the reason why by Vidoi, what do we say by Vidoi? Ashamnu, Bogadnu. Why can't we say, why are we talking for everybody else? Well, because everybody does Averis, so it's easy for us to say, it's not just me, God, it's not just me, he also, and therefore have mercy on me. No, that's not the reason. That might be one of the reasons. But the reason that the Pri Etz Chaim brings is because at the end of the day, even though you didn't do that Aveira, but you're a chelik of everybody else and everyone's a chelik of you, we made it collectively, we may have oshamnu, bogadnu. Okay? And that's a very important idea. That's why we should want other people to be successful and to be happy and to be fulfilled. Just like you want good for yourself and you want everything to be successful in yourself, and this is hard, guys. This is not easy. Try to be happy for somebody else. Feel their happiness. Be happy for them. They're going through something good, and maybe perhaps you didn't. You know how many times we heard stories of people that are the last people to get engaged, right? They're the last one. The whole class is engaged. Everyone in yeshiva, everyone's done. They're the last ones. And now the one last guy, who's his good friend, gets engaged. You know how hard it is to feel a simcha of him? Yeah, but I also want it. Why am I not? Where's the Rebbeinu? What's going on? It's very hard to feel the simcha when a person, we should never know about this, has to wait years to have children. And his brother and his roommate and his friend and everyone's having children and he's not. You know how hard it is to feel a simcha, to go to the Shom Zocha and go to the Kiddush and say, Mazel Tov, I'm so happy for you, when you inside are desperate for the same thing. That's what the Devorah is telling us. That's what we need to do. And the covet of your friend should be just like you also want covet. You want covet, everybody wants covet, right? We all want respect, we want to be respected. Well, guess what? So does your friend. So you want to be respected? Go respect other people. Hare hu mamish. He is you itself. That's what the Pasuk says. Same reason. And therefore be careful to always speak positively. Don't speak negatively about your friend. Just like HaKadosh Baruch Hu feels this closeness to us, we have to feel the closeness to everybody else, and therefore we don't want to punish, we don't want to speak negatively, we don't want to speak badly about anybody else whatsoever. Because again, if Hashem feels to us that He's our Father and we are His children, we should feel that we're brothers and sisters to everybody else. Right? And a person should be sad. When someone does something wrong, be upset. Be upset for him. As if you're in the tsar. So over here, it's a very tall order from the Devorah, but it's something that we're all capable of. If we really recognize what he said in the beginning of the fourth Middah, which is that we're all connected, we're all one unit, we all have a shaykhus to each other, then yes, we're going to be careful not to speak badly about somebody else. We're going to be careful to be happy about somebody else. We're going to be sad when he's going through something sad. We're going to feel his pain. We're going to feel who he is, just like we want everyone to feel ours, and we want to feel ourselves. Be'ez Hashem, tomorrow, b'siyat d'shmaya, we're going to do Middah number 5.